The Z Fold 6 is still relatively new. We haven't even reached the honeymoon stage yet. But a competitor has already entered the ring. Google recently unveiled the much-anticipated Pixel 9 Pro Fold. That is Google's second-generation foldable, and it is similar to the first in that it has a unique style and size that makes it stand out from Samsung's offerings in addition to all the Google smarts, like the Assistant and Gemini features that are exclusive to Google. The recently released Tensor G4, designed with neural processing in mind, powers everything. How do these sleek, modern foldables compare to one another then? Fortunately, this comparison does not compare apples to oranges. Rather, the Z Fold 6 and Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold are verifiably different gadgets offering unique experiences. It's time to decide which one is right for you. Google approaches the design of its foldables in a somewhat different way. Google stretches out the Pixel Fold to be thinner and wider, while Samsung insists on keeping the cover screen narrow to make it more suitable for use with one hand and one thumb. Put another way, when it's closed, it feels more like a regular smartphone. The cover screen of the Pixel 9 Pro Fold is now 20:9, which is in line with other flagship phones available, but it is actually larger and slightly narrower than the Pixel Fold from last year. The screens of iPhones, for instance, are 19.5:9. Also, compared to the previous year's model, the new Pixel 9 Pro Fold is even slimmer. For all intents and purposes, the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold is undoubtedly less blocky than the Z Fold 6 and feels more like a regular smartphone when folded. The latter's tall and narrow 22:9 cover screen can feel a little small, particularly if you put a case around the bezel to protect it. It's best suited for quick glances and one-finger typing rather than taking it all in. That's what the main display is for. Google's Pixel Fold from the previous year demonstrated their mastery of well-made, robust hinges. The unfortunate news is that water resistance was also included, and it hasn't been improved. While the Z Fold 6 now has an IP48 rating for limited particle protection, in addition to its IPX8 water resistance, the Pixel 9 Pro Fold still offers both features. The Pixel 9 Pro Fold has a new camera module that is located in the upper left corner on the rear of the phone. It is a large square rather than a visor. That being said, this Pixel phone is unlike the others if you detest the horizontal strip. It's also where the Z Fold 6's triple lens array, which isn't exactly tiny, is located. It's safe to conclude that unless they have a rather thick case, neither of these phones will lay flat on a table. Even though the smaller, slimmer Pixel 9 Pro Fold weighs less than its predecessor, 257 grams makes it quite heavy. With a weight of 239 grams, the Z Fold 6 is somewhat light, at least for a folding device. The Pixel 9 Pro Fold's launch colors, obsidian and porcelain, are essentially black and white. They are very traditional launch colors. The Galaxy is available in white, black, pink, silver, and navy. We therefore have a general idea of what to expect from this situation. OLED displays are on both sides of the phones. As shown, Samsung has been making AMOLED screens for some time and taking orders from other manufacturers, including Google. Alright, so what are the differences on the screen? The Z Fold 6 boasts a 7.6-inch main screen with an estimated aspect ratio of 22:18 and a 6.3-inch cover screen with 120 Hz. In response, the Pixel 9 Pro Fold offers a 6.3-inch external display with a 20:9 aspect ratio and a 120 Hz refresh rate. The main screen, which measures roughly 8 inches diagonally and has a 20:20.8 aspect ratio, is located inside. We have an external 120 Hz actual display with a peak brightness of 2700 nits on the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. The main screen is a 120 Hz super actual display with a peak brightness of 2700 nits. With its dynamic AMOLED 2X displays, which have a peak brightness of 2600 nits and a refresh rate of 120 Hz, the Z Fold 6 provides a comparable experience. Gorilla Glass Victus 2 shields the cover screens of the Pixel 9 Pro Fold and Galaxy Z Fold 6. It's amazing and admirable that Google is still making its own silicon for its own phones. This year, the Tensor reaches its G4 generation, although we don't have very high expectations for its performance. Google boasted improvements in web surfing speed of 20% and app launch times of 17%, as well as improved battery life for shooting pictures and watching YouTube for extended periods of time. However, the manufacturing process and clock speeds are still unknown. As expected, the Tensor was never intended to disrupt industry standards. Because it is designed to enable Google's AI and machine learning vision, it significantly relies on NPU processors. Specifically, Google's DeepMind team collaborated on the design of the Tensor G4. Don't get us wrong, Tensors usually have enough headroom to endure for years, enough power to operate the vanilla Android, and enough intelligence to give the Google Assistant and now Gemini brains. However, if performance is all that matters to you, the Z Fold 6 with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 mobile platform for Galaxy will probably outperform the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. But Google's Android phone will come with a slew of unique AI capabilities, such as enhanced interaction between Gemini and the Assistant and new photography tricks. And Google will claim that the Tensor G4's power is found there. Regarding software, both devices will run Android 14, but naturally, Samsung has layered the One UI interface atop that Android, with features like Samsung Wallet, S-Health, Dex to transform it into a mobile desktop workstation, compatibility for the S Pen, and all the other hacks that Samsung has been developing for years. It's the perfect tool for split-screen multitasking. We'll have what we refer to as stock Android on the Pixel, although that's not quite accurate. Additionally, Google has started offering its own phones unique capabilities that are only available to them, such as call screening, Guide My Call, and other assistant functions. The same holds true with Gemini. For your convenience, both companies guarantee 7 years of software upgrades for these expensive phones. Additionally, the Pixel 9 series of devices offers free satellite calling for the first 2 years of SOS calling. Thus, Google doesn't have as many tricks up its sleeve as some do. Even if Galaxy AI isn't nearly as complex or multimodal as the new Gemini Assistant, it still contains a few helpful features. Despite the Pixel 9 Pro Fold's name, Google wasn't able to include as much camera technology as the standard Pixel 9 Pro. In other words, it features a 12 megapixels ultra-wide, a 10.5 megapixels 5x telephoto, and a 48 megapixels primary camera with a maximum 20x super res zoom. That's very much the same specs as the Z Fold 6, which has a 50 megapixels primary, 12 megapixels ultra-wide, 10 megapixels 3x telephoto, and 30x digital zoom maximum camera. It's a little strange because the cameras on all other Pixel 9 devices have been completely redesigned and are said to be the greatest that Google has ever had. Even with the Pro designation, the Pixel 9 Pro Fold sports the same specifications as last year. However, the Z Fold 6 also does. However, Samsung's updated picture processing did help the Z Fold 6's camera perform better. Thus, the Pixel 9 Pro Fold might still surprise us, until we get a chance to test it thoroughly, jury out. The 4650 mAh battery that powers the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold is less than the 4821 mAh battery that powered the original Pixel Fold. While Google claims that the Tensor G4 has improved energy efficiency over its predecessor, it is still too early to comment on endurance. We certainly trust the 4400 mAh battery of the Z Fold 6 to get us through the day, even though it's not quite a marathon runner. Additionally, the Pixel 9 Pro Fold now supports up to 37 watts of power when charging via cable. With a suitable charger, the Z Fold 6 can be charged to 25 watt, so we anticipate that the Pixel will surpass it in our 0% 100% test. Oh my goodness, isn't that the query? To be honest, the Z Fold 6 still has a lot going for it because of Samsung Dex and S Pen support. But you also need to give careful thought to the kind of external screen you want on your foldable device. Google has given you a beautiful wide canvas to dual thumb type on when you don't feel like opening the phone, despite Samsung's insistence that it must be tiny. Additionally, the Pixel boasts the new Gemini AI features, which are sure to appeal to those who want to be at the forefront of this emerging technology. Admittedly, many of these functions feel quite helpful, particularly the ones related to calls. Although the Galaxy A functions are still erratic, we must admit that the web page summarizer is quite helpful. We have not yet had a chance to run the Pixel 9 Pro Fold through all of our benchmarks and tests, but as we can see now, this will be a difficult decision. There is something admirable about these two phones. What do you think about this competition between Samsung and Google? Which phone are you more excited about? Let us know in the comments below. Then I will see you in my next video.